Hi, this is Dennis O'Donovan. Thanks for coming to our ProfitComm chat session. Today we've got George Just from Digital Asset Redemption. George, how you doing today?
Great, Dennis. How you doing?
Living the dream. I appreciate you being here. We talked last week, and I thought you had something really, really cool to say. So, can you start off by who is Digital Asset Redemption?
Yeah, sure. And maybe, to inform it, I could just tell you the origin story, right? So about 6 years ago, somebody was in a situation and had to pay a ransom, had to pay it in cryptocurrency. And there's really almost no businesses that have a cryptocurrency treasury ready to go. And insurance companies gonna, pay back, a ransomware event, and had to navigate all that stuff. So, cryptocurrency was put in place, crypto wallet, trackable crypto wallet from our side to make sure the crypto went to the right person. And everything settled back out. But the point was, we pulled somebody out of a jam, right? We pulled somebody out of probably the worst day of their professional life as a cybersecurity or an IT person or as a business leader. It is a true, cyber extortion situation, and being able to get out of that quickly and efficiently is what we were able to do. So over the last 6 years, what we there's other stuff that has come about. You have to be able to make sure the payment is compliant. It's not going to a sanctioned entity. It's not going to fund terrorism. It's not going to a state sponsored thing. So all those things come into place, and then there's a whole bunch of threat intelligence that's gathered between all that. So it's all of those things together. It's normalizing a payment in cryptocurrency that we deal in U.S. dollars or in euros, and it's making sure the payments go in the right place. It's making sure it's all compliant. But the most important thing is allows customers to make a business decision about whether the decision to make a ransomware payment is right for the business at that moment in time, or perhaps it's not, or perhaps it's right in 2 weeks, and we're actually going to do some other stuff for 2 weeks and get our systems back up and running. So it's all of those things that happen during an event that we're actually a part of. That's what digital asset redemption does.
So you hear a lot in the space about trying to protect assets, which I think you would probably agree you still want to do that.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
you also hear about it's not if, but it's when. So I've always heard that you're not supposed to pay ransoms, but you're saying that sometimes is a good. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's really it's interesting, right? So of course, and even for us, right? This is the business we're in, but the last thing we want to do is pay a ransom, right? You're dealing with a criminal in cyberspace. Last thing you want to do is give them money, right? And they're a criminal, and why would I give criminal money? And if I just use the analogy of, if you run a convenience store and somebody comes in and sticks the store up, and to save your life and save your business, you have to hand them the money in the drawer, you're going to do it, right? And that it becomes a business decision at that point, and it becomes the right thing to do, even though you know it's the wrong thing to do. Ethically, it's the wrong thing to do, but legally, is it the right thing to do? And that's where it gets interesting. So the UK government, just their cyber task force, just put out a report this week, and they say that ransomware payments should be considered. Sometimes they're the right move. Make sure that that's part of your plan. It's the same in the US. Nobody's going to stop you. You're not going to be double victimized. You've already been victimized by a criminal. You're not going to be victimized by your own government if you make the payment in a compliant way. What that means is kind of what I said in the beginning, which is you're not paying a state-sponsored threat actor. You're not paying a sanctioned individual. Of the sanctioned individuals, there is a bunch of them, but there's 100 times more that are unsanctioned, off the radar of any legal entity. And if they've got your stuff, you've got to get it back. There's a way to say it, which I think makes a lot of sense. Is I've been in the protection business a long time. You have to do all that as well. But if you can come to a point in the event, in the incident, where making a payment is the right thing to do economically, and it's what brings you out of the situation quickly, it's the right decision to do, and you should make that decision at that point. And to be armed with that as a business decision, instead of trying to do it with a quite a figurative gun to your head, and trying to make the decision too quickly, having somebody that's been doing it a long time, been negotiating with these threat actors over, years, and the chances are the person that is holding you up and holding you hostage right now is probably somebody we dealt with last week. And it informs the negotiation process. It reforms what could be a settlement on what price point to hit to actually get your data back. And the thing is, all the protection in the world and all the things that we do in protection and everything else, and all the considerations that we get in help from government agencies and everything else to protect us, all of that in place can't unsteal your data if it's been stolen. You can't just set the Wayback Machine. You can use backups to put your systems back up. You can send infrastructure back up. But if your data is been stolen, you can't unsteal it, but you can get it back. And that's what we help with.
Fascinating. So I like to keep these kind of short, but I think there's more here that I'd like to talk. Would you come back again and chat with us a little more
Oh,
so we can talk a little more?
absolutely. I'd like to dig in a little bit on a little bit of threat intelligence, because some of it is really interesting on what we pull. But yeah, I'd love to do that. So just, in summary for everybody, in threat intelligence informed negotiations, threat intelligence informed negotiations and payment, all three of those things together, if you don't do them all in conjunction, you're not going to get out of the situation in good shape. So talk to us first before the event, and we can make sure that when, it's not if, when this happens to you, you're going to get out of it smoothly and quickly.
Well, we're going to have George back. Reach out to me at the number below. We're going to post a link that's specific to their company. So click on that to learn more about it. And George, thank you so much for sharing a little insight. And I can't wait to have you back on the next time.
You bet, Dennis. Looking forward to it.
Have a great day.